It's another Olympics like no other in the third year of a pandemic. No cheering fans from the world over or even inside China, with no ticket sales. And for the 3,000 athletes plus coaches and media who do come to China, no roaming. It's an Olympics in a bubble.
You'll go from your hotel to the media center to the event venues and back. You will never set foot on the streets of Beijing.
Local residents have been told to stay well clear of the bubble. They even gave out warnings that if there's a traffic accident, if there's a crash involving an Olympic vehicle, you are not to approach them.
It's going to be an Olympics like no other.
These games are unprecedented in so many ways.
We said that about the Tokyo Summer Games just last July. The Winter Olympics in Beijing is all that and more. It's just that China wants 0 cases. Before the Games, it was closing borders, locking down, and mass testing millions at any hint of an outbreak. Now with the Olympics, it's set up a bubble called the closed loop, where everyone is vaccinated or quarantined and gets a COVID test every day.
What China would like to be able to say at the end of the Games is, we pulled off something that no other country could. And specifically, I think they're looking at the virus. They want to be able to say that we had the ability to not have any major outbreaks.
Only 6 months separate the Winter Games from the summer, after the Tokyo Games were delayed a year due to the pandemic. They come at a time where China has fallen out of favor with most other major nations over human rights and basic freedoms. The US, Canada, UK, and Australia are boycotting the Games politically, not sending official delegations. Athletes are still competing. The Winter Games are in China because few others wanted them.
That's how we find ourselves in a situation like we have today, where an egregious human rights violator is hosting the Olympics.
Jules Boykoff is a professor at Pacific University and has written 4 books on the politics of the Games.
In a sense, having an authoritarian power in control of the Olympic sphere could actually help in terms of preventing people from taking risks around coronavirus.
Beijing hosted the Summer Games in 2008. It becomes the first city to also see a Winter Games. The iconic Bird's Nest Stadium will be reused for the opening and closing ceremonies. Ice events will also happen in Beijing. But the Games are also happening northwest of here, in 2 other areas in the mountains. A fast train built just for the Olympics goes to Zhangjiakou in Hebei province.
Really, this is not a place you would expect to find a huge amount of downhill skiing. These are places that are very dry, get very low levels of precipitation each year.
That means making artificial snow, using millions of gallons of water. On that snow is where American skier Michaela Schifrin continues to fly.
A gold medalist in a slalom and giant slalom. She'll be a favorite in those again. I think she may ride up as many as 5 disciplines.
On the ice is where 22-year-old Nathan Chen keeps grabbing championships, but struggled in the last Games.
If he can skate as he normally skates, if the pressure of just winning doesn't get to him, I think he could have a phenomenal Olympics.
On the track, a new sport, a new event, the monobob, a bobsled with a solo driver. And at this Olympics, open only to women. Expect to hear the name Kaylee Humphries here, a Canadian now competing as an American.
She is the most successful female bobsled racer ever. 3 Olympic medals, and she has come to dominate the world in the monobob as well. So suddenly the US could be very, very good in women's bobsled.
Almost 14 years ago, the Summer Games in Beijing were billed as a chance for China to be more open, a nation on the rise, seeking its place of power with the Western world.
If 2008 was coming out party, this is really the final arrival, that we are here and we're not going anywhere. But the problem is that globally, the attitude towards China has changed a lot in that time period.
At an Olympics like no other, a challenge like no other, living and competing in a bubble, even eating in one, with food served by robots. It has those going, talking.
We just don't know. This is weird. This is an Olympics to survive, not to enjoy. And how many people told me that this is the first time they're not looking forward to an Olympics? And this one's just like, yeah, let's just get there and let's just get through this one.